everybody, welcome to another episode of this net neutrality mess that is going on in America. I have planned only 2 videos, but I guess today I'm doing the third because yesterday I read a pretty concerning news. I don't know if you heard that, but one cable and wireless internet provider has been caught slowing down the internet connection to users while they were watching Netflix. That's in direct contrast with net neutrality protection. This means that you, as a user, paid for, let's say you're paying, the usual example, $50 a month for a 60 megabit connection, yet when the customers of this company were going to watch videos on Netflix, their internet connection was getting slowed down to 10 megabits a second. Despite the fact that they were paying for 60, they were getting down to 10. That's the exact violation of net neutrality. They make you pay for a service, but they get the right to slow down on some services. And that's why we cannot lose it. This provider has been caught doing that, defending themselves, saying that they were testing, quote, quote, network management while showing videos. The reality is that when you slow down a connection to 10 megabits a second, especially when you're watching a movie that uses a lot of bandwidth, you start seeing the stupid spinning wheel of death in the center that says buffering, please wait, video loading, blah, blah, blah. It's one of those. Well, when that happens 2-3 times while you're watching a movie, I'm pretty sure you're going to turn off Netflix and you're going to start trying to get back to the TV. And that's exactly what these companies, they will want to achieve. They will want to push people to subscribe again to cable TV packages, which they're very, very expensive. And that's why we need net neutrality. We need to keep net neutrality available so the people and services can keep developing on the web. And so far, it looks pretty bad. It looks like we're going to lose net neutrality unless we keep sending messages to the FCC, which so far, 7 million people, they've already sent messages to the FCC and the related director, which is Ajit Pai, asking, please retain net neutrality. We don't want to lose it. So if you didn't do it yet, remember the website is www.gofccyourself.com. You go on that website and you can send your message. The proceeding is called the Internet Freedom Act. But the freedom that is intended is not the freedom for us as users, it's the freedom for the internet providers to slow down the internet connection on specific websites, regardless of how much us users pay to get our internet. Now, the Internet Freedom Act also opens the door for the internet provider to tell Netflix, hey, look at this, I'm slowing down your connection to 10 megabits. So people is switching off Netflix, but if you want me to speed it up again, you have to pay me an unknown amount of dollars, and we will speed you up again. Well, that has already happened one time. Comcast apparently did it to Netflix back when we temporarily lost net neutrality in 2014, and the result was that 2 months later, the Netflix subscription went up $2. Basically, it's like if you pay twice for your internet connection. First, you have to pay for a fast internet connection, let's say a 60 megabits, and then you have to pay Netflix an additional $2 a month so that their stream can access the full 60 megabit a second that you have already paid for. So ultimately, they make you pay twice. And it's pretty scary that right now we had a company, which happened to be Verizon actually, that bluntly admitted that yes, we were slowing down the Netflix streams to 10 megabits a second for testing purposes of management, network management tests. I don't know what they're trying to manage, because the only management that they're supposed to do is to make sure that every site gets the same exact speed all the time. That's the concept of net neutrality. If they start slowing down one site and speeding up the other, we already know what's going to happen. Anytime you're going to try to access a site that competes with Netflix, that competes with Verizon, the internet connection is going to drop. So let's do an example with another company. I don't know. Let's take Time Warner Cable, since it's going away anyway. We'll use as an example. You have Time Warner Cable Internet, but you are using Netflix. And Time Warner Cable doesn't like you using Netflix, so they start slowing down the connection to Netflix, so you keep seeing the little spinning wheel. Eventually, you're going to end up having to buy some other sort of service. Or even better, maybe Time Warner Cable is going to create their own version of Netflix, and that one is going to go super fast. All the other ones that they compete against, they go super slow. And who knows how much is going to be that one by Time Warner Cable, and possibly it's going to be available only to Time Warner customers. That's what losing net neutrality could mean. I mean, it could be that with Verizon, you access Netflix and you have a 10 megabits, but you go with, let's say, Spectrum, and Spectrum says, no, we're not going to slow it down, so you still get the full speed with Netflix. It's going to create different tiers of speed depending upon which internet provider you have and what agreements they made with the Netflix, with Amazon, with Google, etc., etc., etc. Ultimately, it's going to make everything much more expensive for us as users, and it's going to deviate our choices. It's like the scam of the zero rating plans that many wireless companies were doing during the period where they had limited data plans. They tell you, oh, you have only 5 gigs a month, but guess what? If you use this service from me, let's say that you have AT&T, you bought 5 gigs a month. But if you access AT&T video, it's not going to use your data stream. So you can watch as many videos as you want on AT&T videos, but if you access Netflix, you're going to hog off all your 5 gigabytes. Well, that's awful in two ways. First of all, you as a customer, you won't be able to access as freely a website that you would like. Secondly, they kill the competition. Let's say that you as a user, you created the next Netflix. Let's say that you created a website called amazingvideos.com. Well, amazingvideos.com eats the bandwidth, eats the data, so people is not going to watch it, at least not people that is AT&T, because otherwise they hog off all their 5 gigabytes. But, AT&T may come to you as the website creator and they tell you, hey, guess what? Give me $100,000 and I'll put your website in the zero data usage. Yeah, but once you spend $100,000, you're going to have to start charging your customers. So all of a sudden, AT&T customers, they already have AT&T video for free. Why would they pay for your service? It's a nice way to kill competition. It's awful, and we can all let it happen. So remember, go on www.gofccyourself.com and send your message asking the FCC to please retain net neutrality protection. Net neutrality existed since 1996, back when internet was created. We sure don't want to lose now, 30 years after, when the internet is thriving so good and is starting to compete against other services that otherwise were established. And let's face it, I mean, watching cable TV in America, it's crazy expensive, but internet TV is giving a really nice competition to it, and they're going to have to start offering something different. Me personally, I don't have cable TV. I don't see the reason to pay $100 a month, actually was $110, to see just the channels that I want to see. I have to pay like $110 a month, but I'm forced to buy like 400 channels, out of which I watch 12 of them. I don't see the point in doing that, so I don't buy TV, and I'm dealing just with the Netflix, Amazon, HBO, and Vudu, and I'm happy with those. Obviously, Spectrum Charter, which is my provider, they would love to have the power to prevent me from doing that. They would love to have net neutrality removed and be able to send me a letter saying you cannot access Netflix and Amazon Video anymore unless you subscribe to cable TV. So let's not let this happen. Let's not let the cable providers slow down our internet when we watch Netflix and possibly ask us to pay more money to speed it back up after we already paid for a fast internet connection. Go to the FCC site and don't fall for the word. It says Internet Freedom Act, but it's freedom for the cable providers, not for us. Let's not lose our freedom of speech online. Thanks, guys. Ciao.